Today's resale condo buyers right to be fearful of the all-time market peak, or is there actually a hidden opportunity? Today I'm going to be looking at the real data and how the supply dynamics have shifted since 2011 to 2020 period, because that was the period we saw the last peak in 2012 to 2013. You remember? Okay, I can tell you that most buyers in today's market, they were not in property yet back then lah. Still quite young lah back then. But I recently caught up with one of my long-time clients from that era. My first few clients in my career that I lost touch with, but he's one of you. He reconnected with me after watching my Parktown video recently, and today he is a condo upgrader. He wants to move from a 3-bedder to a 4-bedder within the OCR area, outer core region area lah. And he noted that the condo resale prices, it is surging from 2021 to 2024, but he also remembers the time from 2011 to 2020, many of his neighbors, sellers, are struggling to break even, especially after you factor in stamp duty, mortgage interest, accrued interest. Now that resale prices are at a new peak, he wants to make the move, but he's also worried about entering right before another potential stagnation. So personally, I've been helping HDB upgraders move into private properties, and in the last 5 years, my team has closed 1,434 transactions. And we focus so much in the resale market, so much so that out of these 1,004 odd units we transact, only 23 were new launches. So why so little new launches from my team? Because for us, the market that we serve, our clients prefer the resale market generally because it offers more space at a lower entry price. So with our wealth of experience in helping HDB upgraders go into resale condos, here are the data that I've been tracking to see whether resale condos are still worthwhile in today's market. So I'm going to flip out this chart, okay, and to give you some context what this client is talking about lah. Basically, you can see here that there was a resale winter from 2012 to 2017 where prices were not just stagnating, it went down 4.3%. Now this is condo transactions, condo prices are. Now prices stalled despite record low interest rates, which was 0.88% back then. I remember Maybank was giving 0.88%. It was only after COVID that prices really shoot up. It was a crazy rebound. Now the question is, will this momentum continue or will we see deja vu? If I go back, 0.88% interest is crazy, you know. Imagine you are buying a 1.5 mil property today and you're taking the full 75% loan. That is going to be less than 10,000 interest cost per year to own a 1.5 mil condo. And your mortgage, you'll just be paying 3,500 per month, somewhere around there. But today we are paying 2.45%, where your average interest moving forward is going to be around 25 to 27,000 per year. And your mortgage today shoots up to 4,000 per month, 4,004 per month to buy the same house. So despite low interest rates between 2013 and 2017, resale prices merely stagnated. Yet today, I'm telling clients that it's super hard to go wrong with a OCR 4-bedder. Why? Because I can see on the ground that there's a lack of supply plus strong demand from HDB upgraders. Because HDB upgraders typically want to keep to the 1,000, 1,002 square feet size and above. All of this has been pushing prices up by 47% since COVID. And this translates to around 700,000 profits for a 4-bedder on average. Okay, but I can tell you it hasn't been all smooth sailing. Okay, today I'm going to bring out 2 case studies. So one Livia in Pasir Ris, one La Casa in Woodlands, both L's, but eventually they became W's. We'll start with Livia. Pasir Ris, it TOP'd in 2011. That means if you want to buy and move in immediately, 2011 was the year where you can be the first person to stay in this project. You buy at 1.35 mil for 1,309 square feet. 1.35 mil. You stay there for a few years, it becomes 1.4. By 2015, you only made 50k. Then you tell yourself, well, I wait a few more years. 2020, 1.4 mil. So for 10 years, your price just stagnated. Imagine 2020, you decide, call it quits. You know what, I'm going to sell 1.4 mil, cabut already. And then now you see the price jump to 2.1 mil. 700,000 within 5 years. What's going on, man? Nothing wrong with this layout. It's big, 1,390 square feet. The only thing that's lacking, I think, is a nice big balcony because it's just planter box only. But otherwise, you get master room, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, bedroom 4. And then you got 1 toilet, 2 toilet, 3 toilet. And then here also got toilet. 4 toilet. And the sizes are quite decent. Okay, the common room can fit queen. This one maybe queen actually also can. So also same size. Okay, so this project has it all. Okay, large floor plate, as you can see, large condo grounds, high quality facilities. It's super near to the MRT. And in 2011, it was brand new. And look at the kind of views you get. This is exact unit in the market right now. If you want to view this unit, you can give me a call, or you can just find this lister or Property Guru lah. But let me know. Otherwise, nearly a decade of zero growth. Livia's prices shot up after 2020. Now, this is what my friends would say, aging like fine wine. But we go one more case study, guys. We go up north and we check this time an EC. I purposely chose a condo and an EC because I want to show you that this was a wider phenomenon. It wasn't just an isolated case in some locations, in some types of property. Okay, La Casa in Woodlands, TOP'd in 2008. But because it's an EC, there's a 5 years MOP period. 2013 then you can do the resale activity lah. So 2013, first resale to clock in, 4-bedder, 1259 square feet, 1 mil. And then you hold on to the project until 2015. Congrats, 990. Then you hold on again. Congrats, 998. It was again after 2020 that prices boom. The last transaction for this layout is actually 1.25 mil, but today in 2025, I can estimate that it's going to be easily transacting for 1.65 mil based on recent transactions in the area in other projects. Okay, same size, same comparison lah. So again, a decade of stagnation before a sudden surge after 2020. This is the layout again: 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom. But this one only got 1 toilet, 2 toilet, 3 toilet. Yeah. But this is a big unit. I found on YouTube exact same layout in the market. You can see it's a huge space. Sometimes you see this one, you can't tell whether it's HDB or condo. It's just that big. Okay? And for HDB upgraders, that's what you want. Big space. But this one got no balcony lah. So let's compare these two case studies, La Casa and Livia. Both 2013 to 2020, never moved. 2020 onwards, price boom. So both were flat for nearly a decade before jumping after 2020. I don't know how many times I repeat that. Livia alone jumped 700,000 within 5 years. So this client of mine who at the start asking me all these questions, they have been staying in a condo since 2010. And they upgraded to a 3-bedder by buying one of my ex-sellers' property in 2012. Experienced this stagnation firsthand. Even with US Fed's quantitative easing between 2012 to 2015, where they pumped liquidity into the global markets, pushing interest rates down so low in Singapore, how come Singapore prices remain so sluggish in that period? So clearly, something wasn't adding up. And today, main clue I want to share with you is supply. It's always talking about supply of new condos entering the market, because when you have high supply, you have more competition, right? Then the older projects get sold. That's going to be the main theme of today's long-ass video. Now, when there's a high supply of new condos, the older properties will get overlooked. So the clue here is, as always, supply for new condos entering the market. I'll show you two things today: why resale prices bombed pre-2020 and why it boomed after 2020. And before we dive in further, if you need help upgrading to a bigger property or better performing property, whether it's a condo or HDB, do follow HeroHomes.sg. Go to our Instagram, or maybe even my own personal account, which has a different vibe altogether. But otherwise, let's get back to the market. Whether it's booming or bombing, we're gonna talk about the supply situation. Today, let me ask you this question. If you had a budget, would you rather purchase a brand new condo or a resale one? Typically, most buyers would prefer brand new, especially if it fits the location, the size that they want, the layout that they need, and of course, within budget. Guess what? Back in 2013 to 2016, there were more than 100,000 units in the new launch market. And everywhere you drive, you would see signboards for new show flats. And if you didn't want to wait for completion, construction and all that, you could have just go to the newly TOP projects instead. And check out this chart. It shows the number of condos that will TOP every single year from 2013 to 2017. These are all brand new completions that the resale owners, especially those in the 5 years to 10-year-old condo market, has to compete with. Many of the sellers who did open houses, they will see that no one's showing up because buyers were drawn to either the new launches or these newly TOP units. You can see every single year 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 units completing. And these are units completing in 2016. They would have been sold in the developer's show flat somewhere around this period, or even stretching out to this period. So there's just too much supply of brand new houses that the buyers can choose from. And you look at how this coincides with La Casa and Livia being stagnant from 2011 to 2017, right? Because that was when the supply of the new launch market was swamping the market. But by 2020 to 2025, both La Casa and Livia, they saw massive resale price jump. It was no longer overshadowed by waves of new supply. Now, that is the power of you understanding how the supply affects prices, okay? Because with lesser new launches in the market today in 2025, guess what? Resale is back in the spotlight, and you'll be surprised by the potential gains that you can make from it today. And if you're thinking of upgrading, let's talk. Otherwise, you will have more clarity with this chart. And this chart shows the number of units of the resale and number of units in the new launch market, specifically in the OCR area. You can see that from 2010, 2011, all the way to 2016 period, somewhere around here. There were more new launch transactions every single year compared to resale. Buyers were flocking to the new launch show flats, leaving the resale sellers out in the cold. And what must the sellers do if they want to sell? They must lower the price because with so many new launch in the market, the developers themselves were pricing their brand new condos very, very cheap. Okay, then the resale prices had to be even lower than that because who wants to buy an old condo, right? That's why the resale prices bombed before 2020. It is a struggle, I can tell you, when I was doing my research, to find a resale project that was profiting handsomely consistently during this period. Resale all suffer. And I did my own calculations. For every one resale transaction in this period, there were 1.8 new launch transaction from 2011 to 2016. And here's the main factor, again, supply. When a flood of new launch hits the market between 2011 to 2016, you can see that almost 2 new launch sold for every 1 resale. Of course, resale will get overshadowed, resale prices fall. And now, we enter part 2. Why are resale prices today booming? Simple. We can compare using the same supply chart. This data is from URA1, and we use the most updated release today. Okay, it's around 39,000 units confirmed. This is the table that shows the number of condos that will TOP each year. If you remember just now, between 2013 to 2017, how many? We had 100,000. Okay, but you can see from 2024 to 2027, we are only seeing a fraction of that, 39,000 only. So, henceforth, that's why 2011 to 2020 resale prices were overshadowed. There were just too many new launches. After 2020, lower supply of new launches, resale is today shining in the market. Shine. We are now seeing less than half the supply of new condos entering the market each year. From 2017 to 2024, guess what? The turns have tabled with just 0.6 new launch sold for every 1 resale. Here, an average of 0.6 for every 1 resale transaction. What do you think will happen to the resale market when you see the average number of units that's reaching TOP drop from 20,000 plus per year on average to just 8,000 per year? Okay, with newer new launches, newer TOP units, buyers simply cannot skip the resale market. They are forced to consider the older 10-year-old, 20-year-old, 15-year-old condos, hence pushing the prices of resale condos up. This newly TOP units eventually become the supply for resale buyers, right? Clearly, when there's not as many supply of newly TOP houses today, do you think the owners of the much older condos can finally increase their asking price if they don't need to compete with the newer, shinier condos who are selling for the same price? In fact, today, the little newer and shinier neighbors, they're not selling for the same price. They're selling for super high prices today. Because whenever the market is flooded with new units, the resale condos struggle. But when the new launch supply dries up, the resale becomes more attractive. That's when the prices will climb. So, it's my humble opinion that moving forward, the resale market will outperform the new launch market considerably. And another data that I've been actively sharing my clients to support this logic would be the chart that shows the price gap between resale condos and new launch condos. Guess what? During the years where there were 100,000 new launches in the market, right, you can see that the resale and the new launch prices were the same. They were the same. There was no price gap. 1% difference only. Imagine that. But today we see most new launch condos with a huge premium, 50% higher than your resale condos. Just imagine a 4-bedder today in the new launch market in Woodlands in Tampines North. They're going for 2.5 and 3.1 mil on average. Today you can easily find larger layouts in the resale market for $1 million cheaper. This one maybe in Woodlands I mentioned just now, maybe 1.6 mil you can find. Uptown Residence, Tampines, you can definitely find 4-bedders for 1.6, 1.7 mil, 1.8 mil lah. Can find one cheaper by more than $1 million leh. When was the last time you saw such a big price gap? Never. It has never happened before. That's why you can forget about the resale market crashing in 2 to 3 years time. Then you enter. And despite whatever's happening in the world economy today, all these tariff wars causing my IBKR account to be super red, or yours also, right? And maybe potential recessions coming in, Singapore property will be resilient because of the supply side issues. And to add on, construction costs, developer margins, land bids have all gone up, forcing new launches to be priced at a high premium. And this price gap will inevitably drag the resale market up. So it is in my worst case scenario that new launch, if it drops, if it loses its steam, I can tell you the resale market will still be cushioned by that $1 million gap. But those who purchased overpriced new launches in the recent years, they'll be seeing a rough landing lah. Today, I can tell you there's only a handful of new launches in the market that are truly well and worthy and that will outpace the resale market at any point of time. Today, my personal opinion, I think if you've been watching my past videos, I really was excited about Parktown Residence. Okay, not because it's near my house and all that, but from the purchase price of the developers and all that, I thought it would be a fair price unit and very exciting in new estate and all that. But the developers slapped a heavy premium. It was no longer a great deal lah. I told my clients, hey, let's go for Orel, let's go for Land Central instead. But resale units in the same area, they provide better value, safer entry prices, and they come with good layouts, good facilities, big land sizes that HDB upgraders today naturally love. Okay, I don't see a return to the 2010-2016 market where the resale and new launch prices converge. Today, they have diverged to the point whereby new launches can be 40%, 60%, up to more than $1 million difference. More expensive than resale. Okay, which so I feel that resale today, the right unit, the right ethos makes a better buy. So some agents, they shy away from the resale market because it's very unpredictable. You do not know where the supply is going to come. For example, one of my clients just bought a unit which is only in the market once every 3 to 4 years. So imagine you want to market a project. You do not know when the inventory will come. Not like new launch. New launch, a whole boatload of inventory comes in at one time during launch. Alright. At the same time, these developers pay very high commissions. But today, I would rather put my client's interest and match it with the best property fit, even if my cut in the resale market is smaller. Yeah, I still review new launches, but typically with first-time condo upgraders and young families in mind lah. So you'll see that the way I talk is really catered to that audience. End of the day, if you're worried about buying resale market at the peak, I can tell you that the current supply and demand dynamics kind of favor the resale market now more than a decade ago. If you need help with your next move or your upgrading plans, scan the QR code or visit my website, Instagram, TikTok. Continue subscribing to my channel for a no obligation chat. Let's explore the resale market, the opportunities that's available right now. Okay, see you guys in the next video.